Reiger Park in the East of Johannesburg has set up a foundation in aid of support for families in their poverty-stricken area. This comes after their 4-year-old son, Taegrin, was killed at the hands of 2 hijackers. Morning Live producer Vania and cameraman Sam Msibi visited the Morris family and the community, and this is the story that they brought us.
These headlines sent shockwaves through the country. When South Africans hear the name Taegrin Morris, they relive the horrible memory of how this old boy died. On the 16th of July, 2014, the world was stunned and horrified when they learned that little Taegrin was dragged mercilessly for nearly 10 kilometers beside his mother's car in a hijacking incident. On the tragic day, Taegrin, his mother, and sister visited his grandmother in Reiger Park. As they were about to leave, 2 men approached them and demanded the car. The mother told the hijackers to take the car but to leave her children alone. As she was trying to pull Taegrin from the car, the robbers sped off with the boy hanging upside down outside the vehicle. Past a high in April, a community leader took us to the route where the toddler was dragged. This horrific incident has happened. What has changed in Reiger Park? I mean, many promises were made, but was there anything? Is there any change, or do you see everything has gone back?
There is nothing tangible or visible that I can tell you that has changed in Reiger Park. It is as quick as the event has happened. Almost the same, with the same speed, everything is back to normal and everyone is back to their old ways.
Reiger Park was in the news for many months after the tragedy, but soon it became just a memory.
The sad part is there's many promises that's been made, and those making the promises is good to make the promises when it's here, but those that has to follow up and implement is not bringing their part in implementing those promises that is made to our community.
The community is still waiting for answers about the boy's death.
Now you must remember that Taegrin was not only Chantel's child. Taegrin was the child of the community. It is our child. And I think for all of us, in the absence of that communication and in the absence of having word, in the absence of closure, it is making us somewhat angry, and it's making us somewhat disappointed.
The fatal hijacking that happened in July 2014, which claimed the life of little Taegrin Morris, happened right here in the driveway of his grandmother's house. Now, 16 months later, the family have decided to turn their heartache into something good by establishing the Taegrin's Wings Foundation. The foundation will help the less fortunate in the community and will serve as therapy for the Morris family.
I personally was passionate about giving back to my community. I've been involved in some projects in the community that nobody knew about, and it was always my dream and my passion to have a place whereby I could bring the youth and the elderly people of Reiger Park together. We tend to forget about the elderly people, so the vision with this foundation is to have the elderly people make them feel useful.
The family believes that education is the only tool that will turn around the morale of the community.
We want to focus on education, starting with primary schools, and then whereby if you give a child a challenge, children love challenges. So if I can be in a position as a child to support my own education, whereby I work hard every day, I study, and the end result will be that I'll win a bursary, or I'll win, my stationery will be supplied for the whole year.
Many youngsters in Reiger Park have become complacent with their circumstances and have given up on their dreams. Chantel believes they need guidance and a push in the right direction.
If I can't go to varsity, then I'm nothing, or I don't have money, so I can't do this. We need to get rid of that mentality, that attitude.
According to the family, they have had little communication from the police with regards to the case. Lieutenant Colonel Lungelo Dlamini says no progress has been made in the investigation.
It doesn't feel good, especially when you see all the cases there, people being arrested, within a couple of months, within weeks now and days. You know, when people get arrested and when we look at like at our case, no arrest. So it makes you angry now and then when you think about it. It makes you upset. But what can you do?
Despite the daily pain, Chantal refuses to become bitter.
Should they catch the guys tomorrow or 10 days from, or 10 years from now, it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to bring my son back. But the hurt is there. And it's a void that no one and nothing can fill.
This is the final resting place of little Taegrin. His spirit lives on in the foundation his family has established in order to aid those less privileged in the Reiger Park community. This is Vania van der Heever for Morning Live in Boksburg.